I gave myself 10 days to get a world record, but I might have cheated? Donkey Kong Bonanza is a game about breaking things. The goal of the game is to reach the planet's core, and you do so by traveling through the different layers of the Earth. Now, each layer has unique characters, obstacles, and challenges. In the speedrun of the full game, you skip one of these layers. You see, there's a point where the path splits into two, either the forest layer or the freezer layer. The forest layer gets left behind, and I saw this as an opportunity to get a world record in a layer that doesn't really matter in the end. The forest layer is divided into 3 parts, but let's focus on the first one. You're supposed to meet the ostrich elder and then gain the power to turn into an ostrich, but in a speedrun, we don't have time for that. We completely skip this by jumping over these thorns, grabbing this key, and then going into layer 2. Let's break down exactly how we did that. In this game, Donkey Kong can jump, punch, roll, and grab a chunk. You can swing it, throw it, double jump with it, and turf surf. Turf surfing allows you to ride on the chunk. This is the fastest form of movement in the game, and you will see it a lot. One thing worth noting is you can turf surf on spikes that would otherwise hurt you, but you cannot turf surf on water. Another thing you can do with the chunk is turf surf mid-air. As you can see, this gives you a little boost. Here's where we get technical. If you jump, turf surf, then hold the attack and jump button at the same time, you get something called an AFAT. An aerial fast air turf serve. I have not gotten this many AFATs in a row, ever. I'm learning. If you string all this together, you can get something that starts to look like this. The second layer is being flooded with poisonous water, and you have to destroy these 3 fountains, creating the water. First, you jump straight into the poisonous water to get to this fountain. The poisonous water damages you, but it doesn't kill you right away. From there, you jump back on the intended path, turf surfing and AFATing your way through all the obstacles. Finally, the third layer contains the boss fight. First, you have to get to the boss fight by crossing this short lake. Then, navigating around these thorns to reach the boss. You can break through these thorns by carefully destroying them from a distance. During your Kong transformation, you can throw out shockwaves that destroy the thorns, but be careful not to touch them, or after finessing your way through the thorns, you fight the boss. What's the boss's name? Abracadabra? That can't be real, dude. Anyway, the key here is to avoid its thorns, jumping around using AFATs, and punch it when you get the chance. Luckily, this is the easiest part of the run. Most of the time. Now that we know the 3 levels, let's get into it. The current record is 3 minutes and 44 seconds, but that doesn't really tell the full story. Time starts the second you select your account. This means you lose 14 whole seconds of loading time. Then at the end of the run, there's like 40 seconds of unskippable cutscenes after you beat the boss. If we include the first 14 seconds of downtime, my goal is to spend only 1 minute in each level. If we can get the final hit on the boss before 3:05, then we can get the world record. The first level had its challenges. I kept changing my route because there were so many options and each felt fast in their own way. We could go around this tree, go over or around these thorns, you could go through the village or around it, you could land on one of these thorns, but in the end, it didn't really matter because sometimes I would fail the final jump. If this number in the corner of your screen looks like it's greater than 1, then that's your indicator this is a slow run. The second level of this layer is terrible. It's my least favorite by far. Taking damage on purpose puts you in a dangerous position for the rest of the run, and I just couldn't get this route down. Then there were these stupid bouncy blocks. These bouncy blocks are my biggest op. I hate them so much. I wish they were never in the game. It doesn't even make sense. Why are there bouncy blocks in a forest layer? It's okay. Anyway, as long as you could get past these bouncy blocks, you were in the clear. Again, if this number in the corner of your screen is greater than 2 at this point in the run, it's a slow run. Finally, Abracadabra's boss fight was the easiest part of the run. And I will say, I got pretty good at the fight pretty early on. If I could actually enter the fights consistently, I would feel pretty good about this section of the run. But these evil thorns kept getting in my way. I have never been more tilted than when I have died to these thorns 5 times in a row on a decent run. You see, you can't just blast a hole through, you have to aim it, and then you have to avoid any leftover thorns. Eventually, I came up with a setup that involved throwing this exploding piece and then turf surfing over the hole, which would usually work. Again, there was never a guarantee. And I thought that would be it. If I could get this perfect run down, I could get the world record, wash my hands of it, and be done. But clearly, based on the title and or thumbnail, I haven't mentioned something. The thing is, I just couldn't do it. The current record for Forest Layer was just so good and perfect, there was almost no room for improvement. Of the 10 days I had given myself, day 7 came around and I just felt completely exhausted and discouraged. Then, on day 8, I went to speedrun.com to check something. I was looking through the category rules and I noticed something strange. Maybe it's more accurate to say I noticed the absence of something. Let's take a step back. This is a Donkey Kong game, and you know there's gonna be bananas in the game, and I haven't mentioned them at all. During a speedrun, you don't have to collect any bananas to beat the game. It's kind of funny. But if you do collect enough bananas, you can start unlocking abilities for DK. These usually include stronger punches, more HP, stuff like that. But there's one specific ability called Surf Surf. And as you might imagine, it lets you surf on water. Yes, even poisonous water. Now, with this in mind, I booted up a new save file, collected enough bananas, unlocked the Surf Surf ability, and I started the Forest Layer again. This time, I was running a completely new route that I had designed by myself. Here's how it went.
I just got the email from speedrun.com verifying my run. Let's go, dude. We got the world record. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so stupid, but I'm so excited.